Less than 2 months before the U.S. presidential election, Americans are pondering which set of policies voters will embrace, Donald Trump's or those of Kamala Harris. Our next guest believes that God's policies are the best for the country. We should not underestimate his plan for America. Art Alley is the founder and president of Timothy Plan, a pro-life, pro-family mutual fund group. Art, we just celebrated the 23rd anniversary of 9/11. We have many challenges ahead with the economy, immigration, crime, mass shootings, wars, rumors of wars. The country seems to be on the precipice of major change. So you believe, though, our best days are still ahead. What gives you that optimism?
Well, Gary, first, glad to be on with you. But I know who's in charge of all this. And it's not Washington, D.C. It's not any capital of any state. It's not the political. We are in a war for the soul of America, and the war is between good and evil, like it always has been. And, you know, ultimately, we win and they lose. And that's what I liked about Ronald Reagan when he said, how do you think all this is going to come out? Well, it's easy. We win. We win because God is in control, not me, not the president, not anybody. But that doesn't mean that while we're here, we shouldn't engage. We are commanded to occupy. But, you know, I know who's in charge. And, you know, you may not know this, but my wife went to heaven a year and a half ago. And she used to get so frustrated as she hated liars and deceivers and all of the stuff from the evil side. But if I could hear her voice from heaven now, I know exactly what she'd say. She'd say, you know what? None of that really matters. Do the best you can while you're here. But ultimately, you can't stay here. We're going there. But that doesn't relieve us of the responsibility to engage. And, you know, we're pretty doggone active in that the role. But God is in control, not man.
Well, as most Americans engage, they agree that prices need to come down. Mass immigration must be addressed. However, there's great division over the abortion issue. And this November, voters in 10 states will be asked to codify abortions in their constitutions. So how can we ever come together on that politically divisive issue?
I don't think that's going to happen, Gary. You know, how in the world can you argue about killing babies? You know, you use terms, you use abortion, you use choice, you use all of these terms. But bottom line, you're killing babies. And the side that, you know, is supporting that, there's good and there's evil. And, you know, they're just on the evil side. I don't know that that's ever going to be resolved. I don't know that it ever has been resolved in the history of mankind. But, you know, the disappointment I have, and, you know, you have to make choices.
Most catastrophic events like 9/11 unite us as a people. The nation seems pretty polarized right now. Yeah, well, I was going to say, we seem pretty polarized right now over many issues and the country's direction. So what must happen for us to be united again, and not only temporarily?
Well, I think, you know, what we really need is a great awakening, Gary. People need to come to grips with the fact that God is in control. And that's starting to happen. I don't know if you reported on what happened at my alma mater, the Ohio State University. Where a revival broke out on the university campus, led by the football players who are the heroes, and people will follow what they do. Baptisms occurred. If that could spread, and I think the only hindrance to that is the big problem we have in America is in the church. All these problems lie at the doorstep of the church. God's church has diluted his principles, and his principles only work, Gary, every time. So until the church shows a little more gumption and awake and committed to God's ways, until that happens, I don't know that there can be a great awakening. I don't know that there can. It's not up to me, it's up to him. But I'm seeing glimmers of hope. The pendulum is starting to swing back. America is still a country that is dominated by people who have basic moral Christian biblical values. The problem is all of us on that side have been very quiet and sitting back and allowing, the other side to run rampant and to totally destroy the biblical and cultural and moral foundations of this land. And when
Okay.
you brought up abortion, why would we be arguing about killing babies? I mean, that is so fundamentally wrong.
Okay. All right, Allie, Timothy Plan President. Thank you, Art, for sharing your thoughts with us today. We appreciate it. God bless you.
Hey, Gary, thank you. God bless you.